Hello, hello. Here we go. How we all doing? Beautiful day out there. Wow, it was awesome. I woke up and just a fantastic sheet of ice all over the ground, all over my car. It was awesome. Absolutely awesome. Uh, every as the years go on, the more and more I live here, the more and more I hate the fucking winter of this place. It's just awful. I've given pretty much given up on uh, ever believing that I am going to stay here because I'm not. I can't even take it for one more year. I mean, this December, honestly, I know it's January now, but December and January and around here this year was probably the coldest. I think it's got to be one of the coldest it's ever been. It was freezing every day in the 20s, a lot of days, and I've had enough. I've had enough. So I mean, I cannot wait. I got a few more years to live here, and I'm fucking gonzo, baby. Gonzo. I would rather deal with 100 degrees in the summer any day of the week, all the time in the week. I don't even give a shit. I'd rather it be 120 than deal with this shit. I've been cold now for a month straight, and I cannot warm up. And am I a pussy? Yeah, I'm a pussy about it. I've had enough. I mean, I think we've all had enough. How much longer can you fucking stay in a place that's this winter like this? I don't understand people like have money that stay here. I don't get it. I mean, if my kids were older, I'd be gone. I told them, you come with me. You go to the warm weather, sunshine state, the beautiful state of Florida. Oh, so nice. How bad was that Spaces last night? Holy shit, was Coach's Corner awful last night? I couldn't even go on. Maybe sick to my stomach. I don't know what has happened to Coach's Corner. Roscoe has fucked this up so bad. It used to be a phenomenal space, really good, great topics. People weren't infiltrating it, and when they did, look, you're lucky, McFuzz Daddy. See, I'll move where you are too. It's beautiful down there. I mean, great state of Georgia. 65. Wow. I mean, why are we here? Why are we here? Why are we here? I don't know. I don't know, McFuzz Daddy. I don't know. But Coach's Corner was brutal. If Roscoe's fucked this up, and honestly, Roscoe, you're at the point now where you're not really good Spaces host anymore. I think it's time to hang it up. Come in, give your quibs, and get the fuck out. Leave it to the professionals, okay? I know we don't like Jake, but he hosts a decent space. John doing a good job. There's others. There's others. I mean, Robbie V, the legend, that's a space. That's a really good space. Your space, it was unbearable. I listened as much long as I could, and I bailed. I'm sorry. I saw that. I think it went all night. I saw people on in the morning still, and it's like, man, it's just tough times in Spaces world. We need a hero to emerge and get this shit under control. We got Jake, taking victory laps because he had Amy Carney in there, that loser, as he's looking for he's trying to chase tail in Australia. He's not there for you, Jake. He's not there for you. He's there trying to hit on a girl from Australia that he'll never see. What a fuck up that guy has become, huh? Jesus. He had such a good situation set up for himself, and he just couldn't get out of his own way. And looks like he's going to be spend a little time in prison, which is, hey, fucking play on the edge. Just what can happen. I see him begging for more money and all this shit. It's like, again, why would anybody give you fucking more money? Why? Who would give that guy a fucking cent of your money? After what he did to Nurse Kim, forget it. She's one of us. I say give him nothing. Yeah, he's the worst. I actually respect him as a journalist, but he's just such a shithead. And I mean, that's good job, Jake. I mean, you ran a pretty good space that night, but it's been brutal. Space has been bad. I've been trying to find things to listen to, and I've been listening to that Jessica Machado's podcast. She runs it every day, and this girl can talk for hours and hours. I don't know what she does all day. I don't think she works, but she has a pretty good following. I mean, I looked at her YouTube, and there's like 1,000 people watching live. she's a little crazy. It's a good podcast. I mean, is it Cat and Let's Chat with Cat and Pat level? No, definitely not. But I heard her in there, and she's a little emotional. She's talking to somebody. I don't know if it's her husband or somebody comes in the podcast with her, and she starts to like whimper, and she starts. I just I'm so sad about being successful. It's like, what the fuck? They're so fucked up. I've never seen anybody that cries about being successful and is like ashamed about it. I would love to know what she makes. I mean, I'm sure they must make some pretty good money. I mean, she doesn't have to work anymore, she said. But she's like in there whimpering about being successful. It's like that's why women should never be the president. Ever. Ever. It's shit like that that just blows my mind. I don't know, what are you fucking crying about? It's just but it actually does a good job. She seems to be pretty knowledgeable about politics. It's a good show. I mean, I won't live on that show, but something that I've had to do now that Kirk's been gone. We've all had to deal with it, trying to find things, and that show's probably not going to be the show that carries me along here. But unfortunately, Fuentes is off till January 12th, so we had to go. We had to go elsewhere. Some terrible takes by these people. Yeah, it's she's just in there whimpering and crazy, just crazy. What you crying about? But yeah, look, success can make you cry sometimes. What can you do? I got my own issues over here. I can tell you that, and I actually going to put it out for the people. I don't know. I don't know what you people think about this, but again, this is another thing that annoys me. I don't know. I'm sure some people won't give a shit, but for me, it's kind of weird. So my girlfriend and she has a couple sisters. They're pretty close, and they help each other out. And they do things for each other, which is fine. I mean, I don't, it's good. It's a good thing, and family should do that for each other. So I come home the other day, and my girlfriend's kind of talking to me, and she kind of mutters under her breath, like, "We're gonna take a dog in." And I said, "What'd you say?" She said, "Well, listen, my sister is going to be going to Turks and Caicos, and they need somebody to watch their dog." I said, "Oh, interesting." She said, "Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to board my dog, her dog. I'm going to board her dog and bring this dog over here for a week, a whole week of somebody else's dog in your house." Now, the crazy thing is they just got the dog. I mean, this dog is probably, it's going to be, at the time that we're going to take the dog in a week, it'll be 3 weeks old. So I asked the obvious question. I mean, I think it's pretty obvious. It's like, why didn't they just get the fucking dog like after they came back from vacation? Of course, I got one of those. Why are you so fucking negative? So I said to her, I think it's a little crazy. This is just me. I know I'm an asshole. I know I'm a fucking asshole and I get it. I think it's a little fucking crazy to board our dog, to bring the dog, and the dog that we have was a rescue dog. The thing's fucked up in the head. Like has a lot of anxiety issues. Like the dog going to be boarded is going to ruin that dog's week. I mean, that dog's going to be fucked up. And when the last time, and she told me this, I don't know why she told me this, just furthers my point even more, is the last time they boarded the dog, they brought the dog there and back after a week, and the dog just slept in the house for 3 days. She's like, "Well, it probably ran around a lot." I'm like, "Man, you are like, it's fucking something wrong with these people." No, he was fucking miserable there. Probably, the anxiety that it had when it got back, it probably just couldn't even handle it. Just slept for 3 days. I mean, it's so bad. So I make my point known. I mean, I think it's silly. And first of all, I'm not a big fan of dogs in the first place. And then there's a fucking puppy running around for a week that I don't know. We're not set up for it. To be quite honest, everybody around here can't really handle it. I think it's going to be a lot of work for me. So I made my point pretty clear. And, I don't know. Maybe I'm a dick about it. It's sure it'll be a fun week for the kids. And that's kind of how she thought about it. I just find it to be odd that you would board your own dog to watch somebody else's dog. That's just fucked up. I understand some people have trouble saying no. Well, the kicker was, and then it's not even that she said no or it was even asked. She offered. She offered to fucking do it. That was like I was just like, holy shit. That's crazy. You never offer that. You never offer that. If somebody asks you and your sister, she's done a lot of good things for you. I get it. Like if my mother asked me that, or a family member of mine, or somebody really needed it, of course I would consider it. Most likely, I would make up some bullshit why I couldn't do it, unless it was actually my mother. Then I would do it. But short of that, I'm making up some bullshit. I'm not doing it. The fact that she offered just blew my mind. Fucking blew my mind. I mean, she's so nice. I mean, honestly, this girl is one of the nicest people you'll ever meet in your life. That's why I don't understand what she would ever want to do with me. Thank God, I've pulled the wool over her eyes. I'm doing something right. Doing well. I'm doing well at this. And that was the first problem. The second problem, and I don't know how people feel about this either, and I'm probably way off on this. I don't know. But when I go to sleep, I don't know about you, I like to just sleep. I don't like people touching me. I don't like people touching me. I don't like anybody touching me. I don't want to be fucking bothered when I'm sleeping. Like we've done all the other stuff during the day. I don't need people grasping on me all night. So, like probably for like 2 weeks now, man, probably it was probably more like a month. Every night, and I trust me, I get it. Like she's like, I like being close to you. I want to cuddle, which is disgusting. I mean, really, I can't believe it. I mean, I talk to you and I'm with you all the time. Every night, I wake up and as soon as I move around, I get anxiety because I know she's going to come over and try to like cuddle me, which is, look, I know some people may love it. I told her I don't think there's one man that likes that. I just don't believe it. I believe it during like you're just hanging out, watching a movie. I get all that. I'm saying when you're in bed sleeping, like, the last thing I want is people fucking draped on me. I run pretty fucking hot. I just steam out, and I'm like, I don't. So the other night, I get anxiety about it, and I'm thinking that it's going to happen throughout the night. I probably should talk to her about this, probably. But my experience with women in general is they'll say they want you to tell them the truth, and then you tell them a story about that, like, "Hey, I really don't want you touching me at night," and it turns into it's about them, and so some reason now I have to be in trouble about it. So, look, should I lie about it? Probably not. But the other night, she was on me. I just got up. I'm like, oh, that's so heartburn. I just went downstairs, slept it out down there for a night, and I felt bad lying, I really did, and I haven't lied really at all. So that's one thing I had, it's the last marriage, like she was a nut. She was on my case 24/7, so it was like a game to try to get around her. But with her, I haven't had any of those feelings until now that I'm getting smushed at night when I'm trying to fucking sleep. I mean, do men really want that? I told her I don't think so. I mean, I don't understand. I mean, you've been around men long enough. I mean, don't you know that they probably don't want you doing that when they're sleeping? I don't know. So we're working through it. We're working through it. I'm trying to get the courage to tell her, but I don't want. I really do respect her so much that I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings about it. But preferably, I would like to be on the side of the bed, and when I wake up, somebody not to be on top of me. But who am I? Who am I? I'd like to get some feedback on that. I'm sure there's some really metro guys that will love it. They just that's their thing. They need to be cuddled at all times, and we know some of these people, the Roscoes of the world. John and Warrens. I'm sure he looks like he needs to be cuddled. So, um, yeah, I'll see what happens. See what happens. I'm probably going to say something, but we'll see. Coach's corner, so fucking bad. Oh, I think the other story too was Mama K. Holy shit! It's funny now because her tweets and stuff they get like no reaction now because all the people that were reacting to her stuff she's blocked. shocking display of force by Mama K, blocking all kinds of people. I didn't even think she would block anybody. I've never seen her block a single person. I don't think. I'm sure she has, but she lost her mind. She lost her mind when people made some valid points about a president who supposedly was going to, do things for America first, is in other countries removing people, and she couldn't handle it. Just started blocking everybody. Even Don the jeweler, he was shocked. I mean, it's a good decision. She blocked me, and I'm like, I hardly say anything to you. I was just making a point. I mean, I think a valid point that it's weird that you would speak for 30 million Venezuelans. I mean, it's weird that you know what everybody's thinking in the country. I mean, you did predict 9/11, so I guess it's possible. But she's not at all shocked that none of the media coverage is about the people that are against this. No, they don't exist. They're not out there, Mama K. It's just the fucking the algorithm that you see is all the people cheering in the street. Half of them are fake videos. And we'll see what happens, because we've seen what happens with this time after time after time. We don't need our fucking president stealing oil and then getting oil companies rich. I mean, it's not exactly America first. I mean, I was sad. I was very sad. Like, I actually had to go to church. I went to a Methodist church on Sunday. I haven't been to church in a long time. A lot different than a Catholic church. Similarities, but no kneeling. And the handshake. Holy shit, do they go around the room for those handshakes? Meeting your neighbors. I went up and down. It was fucking people. It was crazy. It was very, very friendly. Very friendly place. The sermon was good. They do a thing I had never seen before, that they all the kids that are there come up in the beginning, then they swoosh them away to the back. What's happening back there? It's anybody's guess. But they color. I guess they get a little lesson in the back. That's something I hadn't seen before. A little a lesson of Jesus's lessons. I don't know what the fuck they're doing. Yeah, but I was sad, man. I look, I still would have voted for the guy, but it was sad to see. Sad to see a guy that's just like every other guy, that's not going to be any different. So sad stuff. But yeah, Mama K, she's gone off the deep end. She's blocked everybody. I was talking to my guy, American Manners. She gave him that name. Back when she used to have a sense of humor. Those were the days. And American Manners has said he wants to come on, and I'm looking forward to it. I mean, he claims he looks nothing like Manners. I can't exactly remember what he looks like, but I remember at the time at the golf event that he definitely had he had clothes on, or maybe it was his. I think he said it was like his beard or something that kind of looked like him. I don't remember. Get American Manners on, and that should be fun. Missing the show. Where is Kirk? You haven't heard anything. Nothing. I keep putting out the shows on the YouTube stream, which is great. It's been some really good ones on there. Exciting shows. Doesn't do it. I mean, I know I heard Tim and Canton say, it's hopefully it's quelling his thirst. I don't think so. It's not quite the same. And I'm at the point I just don't. I mean, I think we've all come to the conclusion it's just not coming back. And it is what it is. It is what it is, and we have to move on. We have to move on to something different. I do actually have another question for the people out there, if anybody knows how to handle this, because there's another thing I've been struggling with for the last 3 weeks. My son's getting a job finally. He's in 8th grade. He's going to start to work. But he's asked to work early. 14, start working. Market Basket. That is a place to start working. I saw those kids outside pushing those carts in the 0-degree weather, and I knew right then that's the place I want him to be. Too much time on the video games, like I told him. You've done it to yourself. Every time you have free time, you want to play video games. So I shut it down. And now your little ass is going to work, which is great. I think he'll be a good worker. He's a really good kid. Straight A student. Plays travel basketball. He's busy. but he does have some downtime, and I want to teach him. It's you got to work in life. You know, we don't all want to be like memes who pretends to work, or Stacy, or these other losers who they don't really have real jobs. They've got through life living off their wives probably. So you're gonna earn your way up. You're gonna earn your way. So I've dealt with this. I deal with this all the time. My job is, in Massachusetts, when you're under 18, you have to get a work permit. Usually, you can go right to the school and get the work permit. It's not a big deal. It's quick. I've never had one problem with it ever. Not one. I never had one person say, "Look, oh man, I couldn't get it." Not one. So my son lives in Pelham. Technically, that's where he goes to school. We split the time between Pelham and Wilmington, but he's in Pelham. And in New Hampshire, in Pelham, they just don't do it. They don't sign the work permits. They don't hand them out. They don't do them. So I think in New Hampshire, if you work in New Hampshire, you might not need it. I think that's the case. And so I'm like, okay. So my son brings the paperwork back to me. Because you got to get it signed by a physician. You got to get it signed by the parents, and then the school has to issue the work permit. So they don't do it. So I'm like, okay. So in my head, I'm like, well, maybe at the town hall or one of these places does it. Nope, you'd be wrong. So I went to Wilmington. He's here half the time. So I go talk to the guidance counselor at the high school. And she's like, yep, we'll take care of it. She sends emails. Everything's good. The next day I get an email. She talked to her supervisor, and they can't do it because he's not in school there. Then she tells me, he's going to work in Tewksbury. Go to Tewksbury School. They should be able to do it there. I go to the Tewksbury School. No dice. I can't do it there. He does not a student there. Just like he's not a student in Wilmington. So I go back to Pelham, and on their website, I see that Drake schools have been signing work permits for Pelham. That's what it says on the sheet, anyway, that I read. I go on there. I reach out to Drake. I talk to a woman. They don't do it. I don't know if any of you guys have had any of this issue. Probably not. I'm not sure. Or you know anybody that's been through this, any similar issue to this, and you want to work in a town, in a different state. You just cross the border. It's not that far away. That you don't live in or go to school and you want to work in a different town. How you did it in Massachusetts. So anywhere else to get work permits, because I am exhausted all my options here. I really don't know. I'm about to go back to Market Basket, and nobody will give out a work permit if you don't go to school there, and then the school he goes to doesn't do it. I don't know. So I've been going around in a circle and circle. Look, if anybody knows anything about it, let me know. I'd appreciate it. I'm trying to get this guy to work. It's time. Pay well too. Imagine. I remember. I think when I started working, we made. I think it was like $4.35 an hour. Now they're gonna get paid $16. Pretty fucking good. Lucky guy. Lucky guy. I had an argument with my girlfriend about this too. She claims, which is a ridiculous claim, that in 2002 she made $17 an hour as a hostess at Bertucci's. So I said, "Wow, that cannot be right." Right now I'm sure they do, but back then, no chance. So I went and looked, and the minimum wage then was $6.25. Like, there's no fucking chance you made $17 an hour. There's just no chance. It was like 3 times over minimum wage to be a. And I know I worked at Bertucci's. They don't pay that well. So yeah. So things just get out of hand. People forget. Because her daughter now is working at a restaurant, and they're only paying $15 to host, and that's not enough. It makes you laugh. It's like, nah, you gotta stay. Work it out, like the rest of us had to do. We all had to at one point work for minimum wage. So, when you're 15, 16, that's what you're gonna work for. So, but the work permit thing is fucked up, and I don't know really how to get through it. I don't know. Hopefully somebody has some kind of answers, which would be great. I'm going to post, I think, my interview that I just did on Facebook. It was really good, with an American hero, a I think what do you call himself? A sergeant master. He's retired. Great guy. Grew up with. Unbelievable stories. It was great. Uh, what an interesting life living as an active duty service member. It was good. It was cool. It was a lot of good insight. So I'll probably post it here. Possibly. Possibly. Shows on the network. Spaces have been letting us down. Unfortunately, it's been awful. But I know we have we tonight. I guess the Wiener Boys are back, ready to go. We did see, which was great. I really enjoyed Bill Leach's his first appearance at Rod's Grill, which was awesome. It's nice. It's like I was so jealous. Your first time you get the experience, and his wieners looked spot on. They looked real nice. Um, Not that cumin forward sauce he said, which is true. I would love to get back and see how they make that sauce. Is definitely, I don't know if he knows or whatever, but it's always been a thing around town is like a secret recipe. Nobody could know how they made it. It was like the old lady in the back was cooking all the sauce, and she was the one, and nobody had the recipe. And it's like, well, we know that's not true. But it was cool. Yeah, it was cool to see, and glad. I mean, I think they're the best. I haven't been to the place Ron keeps recommending. I tried to get in there, the one in Coventry. I've heard a few other people actually say that place is really good too. So I'm gonna have to get back out there and try it. Looking forward to it. But yeah, I was happy for Bill. I was happy for Bill. What an experience! How awesome is that? First time at Rod's Grill. God damn. It's amazing. Like he knew what to do. He knew get it with the works. In Montante, I still feel really like I don't know. Gilmore got a plain wiener. Justin too. It's fucked up. You guys are nuts. But congratulations. He'll be back. He'll be back. He'll be hooked. I'm not sure where you live, Bill, but it's worth the drive. Absolutely worth the drive. What else is going on? Not much today. I've never roller derbied. Never. No. That looks fun, I guess. I'll go for that now. Andy, you would be a better host than Roscoe at this point. He's run Coach's Corner into the ground. It's embarrassing. The talk last night, the conversations they just were nothing to it. I felt bad for John out there. John was on I didn't listen that long, so maybe it got really good and I missed it. I know you were in there. I don't know what you're thinking, but no, I couldn't do it. With my guy Stacy. Uh, same old bag of tricks. This guy. Should go back on a show, Stacy. You were really good. That was a really good performance you had. I really enjoyed it. Too much else. I'm trying to think of anything. Everybody had a good New Year. Everybody have a good New Year. I know I did. It was nice and calm. No going out, no doing nothing. I know, Mikey. I know. Well, people watch after too. You know, you know, 6 people now, but we'll get a few people later. There might be. You never know. You never know. I'm just saying. I can't figure it out. I don't know what. I mean, this must have happened before to Pete. Somebody. You know. Um. Yeah. Well, more people maybe hear it later. Maybe not. Look, I'll try to figure it out. I just don't understand why the school that you're at doesn't just do it. I mean, is it really just? It's like you're signing away like somebody to go to out of state to live, or I don't even understand. Like it's just a fucking work permit. Just give me the work permit. That's all I'm asking for. So it's a little asking work. Get to pushing some carriages and bagging some groceries. It needs to do it. All kids should work. It's a good life lesson. Dogs are the worst. I'm getting used to the dog we have here, but they're expensive. They're annoying. They, you can't go anywhere without worrying about what the fucking worrying about the dog. It's like I don't know. This dog here is a very nice dog that we have. It's a good dog, but it's getting old, and when it's time, it's time, and then that's it for me. There'll be no other dogs. The kids won't like that, but that's too bad. I wonder. Does I wonder? I got Mikey's prediction. Is he thinks the Patriots are gonna win, the Chargers. I think it's gonna be a blowout for the Patriots. It was one of those games. I was listening to WEEI last night. Believe it or not, that's how bad Coach's Corner was. You go to WEEI, and Mego was on. This is actually before Coach's Corner, and two other guys, and man, they going at it. They were in a huge, huge debate. Will Herbert play good with the broken hand? It's a tough one. And are we overrating the Patriots? They had a good season, but they're not a perfect team. So it's the kind of content you're getting on WEEI. Honestly, I mean this, and seriously, if they put Mick and Montante on there, it'd be a phenomenally better show. Way better. Like a Mick Montante WEI at night would be fucking great. How great would that show be? It's Megan Ottolino, or whatever the fuck her name is, and two guys I've never heard of, and they literally they do this thing. I don't know if they teach this at broadcast school or whatever they do. They don't say anything, and they just say it's like it should be one sentence that they turn into 4 minutes of talking about nothing. And I'm like, I don't understand that. Just say your point and go on to the next point. Why do you got to talk around in circles about nothing? It's actually like fun to listen to in a way because it's so bad. And I give them credit because like that must be so boring to talk about. I just couldn't do that. I couldn't do it. So look, I'm thinking Mick Montante, definitely a Montante on the show. And somebody with him would be way better. And I think it'd really do. I think it'd do really well. I think he should apply. Because the people they got over there working now suck. Like they're not good at all. And you guys would be better. So I'm rooting for it. How great would that be? A Jets fan, a New York fan, an all New Yorker, and then Mick, who is not a fan. He's got some allegiance to some Boston, but he's also a Tampa Bay fan. Might be a fun show. I would listen to that every night. So I'm rooting for it. I think those guys should put their name in the hat and go for it. Why not? You can't be any worse than what they're putting out there. I guess Christian Arkin does it the nighttime or whatever. I mean, those guys are not good. So you got to do it. All right. Let's see. What do you got for me? Parlay Patriots and Steelers money line. Dome QBs and cold weather is an automatic loss. I agree with that. That is a good. They actually, you know what? Let me give Mego some credit. Let me give her some credit. She did bring up the dome quarterback thing. Nobody thought of that. She was the first one. Yes, but we've seen dome quarterbacks go outside and play well. I mean, it's Peyton Manning won out in cold weather, I'm sure. So at some point, right? Maybe not. I don't remember. I know his first years he couldn't get past the Patriots, but I don't think that's a be all end all. I think definitely dome guys can go outside and figure it out, but I don't think it's going to happen this week. Patriots, I mean, they're pretty much fully healthy at this point. They're not going to lose to the Chargers. They just can't. You can't do it. Plus 265. Wow. Yeah, I'm not a big gambler, but if I was, I'd put my money on the Patriots this week. Drake May's, just phenomenal. He's just such a better quarterback than Herbert. So, and Herbert's line, I mean, they claim he's been running all year. I mean, he's also makes a lot of fucking mistakes. I mean, he should have played last week. That was stupid. You're not good enough to sit, man. You're just not. I mean, I think these people and they look at the record of the Chargers and they think like he's like phenomenal. I mean, if you go look at his QB rating, had some really good games. He's had some really shitty games. Not that I don't find to be overly consistent, but look, I don't watch him every single week. I just kind of look at the numbers. He just seems like a guy that's a loser. I gotta say, seems like a loser. Hoping he's gonna lose big this week because I fuck the Chargers. You know what I mean? Fuck those guys. You know, they I don't want them to win. Nobody wants them to win. So Patriots. Anyway, all right. I might jump off now. Get out of here. Oh, sleeping part. The Jess Machado show. Check it out. It's pretty good. She does cry a lot, but it was very good. I'd like to get around here. I know. Nurse Kim bent the knee to her, which was sad. They kind of made amends. That's unfortunate. My personal opinion about Nurse Kim, she just seems way too nice. You know what I mean? Some people are really treated her wrong. You know, she's just very nice. I mean, what a gift. I mean, I wish I had that. Wish I had a little more of that. Like I couldn't handle that. I'd be more like Turtle Boy, you know. But if Turtle Boy is like gonna end up in prison over stupid shit, and it's mind blowing to me because if you watch Turtle Boy's older shows, he did some really great reporting. I used to love his old streams. I haven't watched it since the Karen Reed stuff because I don't really care about that. But man, he used to expose like people that really were kind of flying under the radar. You know, people weren't really there was a lot of stuff with DCYF, that kind of thing, and then like he just kind of would bury these people, and it was just great. You know, he was a little brash. They used a lot of slurs. He had some guy on there. I think his name was Brett, who was a fucking maniac. I think they had a falling out, but it was a crazy show. It was really good. Um, really unfortunate to see his downfall like this. Now to turn on Karen Reed and all that, which is fine. I mean, she's no prize for sure, but I mean, the guy had the world by the balls. You can't stop dealing with these fucking hood rats, man. They'll kill you. They'll kill you. And he's still doing the same shit. You know, he's never going to change. And I just think it's insane, absolutely insane, to give this guy any more money. Like, why would you give this moron another dollar? You're honestly an idiot. Like, he's not gonna use it the right way. He's going to do the same shit. Giving him more money, you know. And just for people like Roscoe too, I hope Maduro gets off. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, do we really want our president going and taking people out of countries? There's plenty of fucking corrupt politicians in this country you can arrest. Go after those fucking idiots. Waste time over there. I hope he gets off and goes back. That would be that would be something. It's not going to happen, but that would be cool. I would like to see that. I feel bad. I don't really care about the Venezuelan people at all. You know, I don't want our country. I don't give a fuck about their liberation. I don't give a fuck. No American should. Who gives a shit? And Roscoe's like, it's the strategic placement of this. Like, shut the fuck up. Have you looked at a map, Roscoe? Take a look. They're like 12,000 miles away, China, and so is Russia. Like, they're nowhere near Venezuela. Like, we're not in any, there's no danger. It's all bullshit. And they're claiming 20,000 people or 22,000 people have died from cocaine overdoses. It's like, that ain't from the cocaine. A lot of people use cocaine, don't overdose. That I don't buy those numbers. I don't believe 22,000 coke heads are maybe crack. I'll give you that. Crack can be a little more of an overdose thing, but I would say a lot of those overdoses probably have something else in the product that's doing it, you know, and to blame them when there's all kinds of other countries that are doing the same shit. A little different. So, you know, I'm rooting for Maduro. I gotta say, I'm rooting for Maduro, and I think once he goes back, he shouldn't be in power. But I don't know. He gets back there and he wants to, you know, become a citizen over there again and be whatever he wants to be there. It's fine. I mean, I don't know. I think he may get off. You don't like Trump in New York, so it's a possibility. Possibility. And honestly, Lauren Connell, watch out over there. Some crazy people. You're in the middle of the jungle. There's some wild people over there, and you know you're not that big. So be careful. Watch out. Be safe. Probably should have all you guys should have a little bit of protection or something, some kind of security or something. Jesus Christ, in the middle of that's nuts. Actually, something else though. Wow, it must be in a wild scene. I actually wish I kind of was there getting some comments. Be interesting to see. But great job, Lauren. You're doing God's work over there. Uh, you're doing great. I have not a negative thing to say about you. I promise you that. Unlike other people. Who do we hate the most right now? Well, it's usually the same kind of people. I will say, Stein is on a bad. He's on a down trajectory. I don't want you to block me, Stein, but these guys are the sneakers and company is taking you to the woodshed, man. And I didn't think I would see it. I didn't think I'd see it, but it's sad. I told you about this, not to give in the first place. You didn't ask me. You told me what you were going to do. I said, it's stupid. Like once you think that because you give in to sneakers, he's not going to stop. You're dumb. Told Jake the same thing. Sneakers doesn't like you, man. He don't like you. He's not your friend. Like, do you realize what you're doing? So Bradley gives this bullshit apology. I mean, I've been there, Brad, so I know. Personally, I've given one of these sad apologies. And it never works. It never works. And now you're seeing as they keep teaming up, and honestly, the KFC thing, the Mikey grab bags meme of the KFC was really funny. You got to give it to him. That's great work. But it's not going to stop Bradley, and you've kind of lost here. I think you may have to call it an L for yourself, and he scalped you. Sad to see. But my advice to you or any of those guys is not to pretend like you guys are all friendly. You know, it's not what they're here to do. The trolls aren't here to be your friend. They're here to fuck with you and make your life hell. They're winning. They're winning. Hey, look, I thought Brad had a decently strategic plan before. I thought he might have thought he got sneakers in some hot water with some of the comments, and maybe he had a case in court that he might be able to use against sneakers. But as we're seeing, that's not accurate. He's getting his ass kicked, figuratively and potentially in real life. So, yeah, he's going down. It's sad to see. So Bradley's on a bad downward spiral here, which is not good. Who else? Roscoe he's been bad. He had a funny tweet about Daver about the not having ice in the cooler, which was great. We'll give it to him, but his takes have been bad. His spaces have been awful, so he's kind of on the downward. And you got to say all the time, Pat Ford, man, just a little too crazy. We'll see what he brings tonight to Wieners. Great show. But those will be my three that are just in the dumps. Top Minifans right now. It's tough to find. We're gonna go with Manners number one. Always Manners. Lets me use a StreamYard. So and put out a great podcast last night with my buddy. So I go Manners number one. American Manners number two is coming on the show. So gets you the second spot. John Warren number three. It's because John Warren's a great guy. So those are my top three. My top three up, my top three down. There's nobody else that really stands out. I mean, Stein is just he's going a bad direction. You know who's been really quiet and out there is Jackson from Australia. Where have you been? He's the guy that pops into spaces and gives one-word answers and goes off. He's that guy now. He used to be at spaces. He was like he's moving up the ranks. But now he's a guy who just one-word answers and gets out. And it's sad. I mean, he's in a bad spot too. He's taking some shit from some of the spaces people, but it's some more advice for you, Jake. Stop kissing everybody's ass, Jake. Stop pretending like these guys like you. They don't. Run your space how you want. No, don't, just because Sneakers jumps in there, you don't have to make him a co-host to kiss his ass. You don't have to do those things. Because they're just going to shit on you in the end and make fun of you. So just remember, I'm no different than you, Jake. I understand it. You don't. Manners Live is Friday night, I guess. So that should be good. I'm not sure what we're going to talk about here. There's not much more to go. The show's done. I haven't heard anything from Cullinane. Justin is MIA. A lot of the fans seem to be kind of floating away. You know, the live show looms. Will he come back? Will he not? Where is he? Where is he? What's he doing? Is he okay? Is he in a treatment center? He's just taking time away from social media, which is great. Sorry, I hate to say it, but when you're interesting, people want to know. That's your fault, Kirk. You shouldn't have been so fucking interesting, and people wouldn't care, but we do. Um, it's unfortunate. So I'm hoping for Laconia, obviously. The next time I'm on, I'm going to have my guy American Manners on. Hopefully, he's got a lot of hot takes. A lot of hot takes. And Mama K gave him that name. That's crazy. Just have a sense of humor. I don't know what's happened. It's gone. It's gone. Politics has broken her brain. Try to getting broken by Don the Jeweler and Kane. It's a bad look, Mama K. I'm just kidding with you. So unblock us because I do enjoy your tweets. I do enjoy your stuff. Now I have to. I guess I can still see them, but it's better when they just pop up. It's nice. I get very excited when I see one. Get ready to laugh. What's it going to be this time? Yeah, it's unfortunate. So she's struggling, but anyway, we'll let you go. Have a great day. Wieners tonight. Don't be scared about all the ice sheets on your car. It's another beautiful winter in New England. We love it. Oh, we love it so much. Enjoy your day. I know I will.